I wish to take a moment to speak to you, to share with you some of my thoughts and my understanding regarding some of the current events that are very horrific in your planet at this time. And I thank you for your willingness to hear what some of us wish to say who live in the upper realms of this planet, sharing this earth with you as we do. These days, there has been a momentum of the human. In modern age, the footprints of the machines of war and the momentum since 1900 of the machines of war and the footprints that has left upon your planet over the years has gained a momentum that unfortunately is too often served and expanded by a collective consciousness that is so held hostage in a duality consciousness, a belief in good and a belief in evil, and a belief that perfection can only exist in heavenly realms. Your planet is trembling. The evidence of this began shortly after 2003. And entering into these new years, it was not long past the 3-4 years of the year 2000 that what took place in the area of Indonesia, in the area of New Orleans, in the area of what is called Haiti, extreme weather conditions, and what more recently has taken place in the islands of Japan, is evidence enough to your scientific community. Seismologists are very concerned for the activity that is going on inside your planet that almost seems now to be a constant trembling of your planet. Human beings have not understood the laws of momentum that cannot be escaped. If you set into motion that which is positive and it allows to grow, it becomes a momentous force that can be used for good. When there is evil, and there is hatred, and there is selfishness, and there is a willingness of this species of people on earth, we in the ascended realms, we do not see you as Canadians, as Americans, as Europeans, as Australians, as Japanese, as Chinese, as Arabs or Jews. We know your history. We know where you came from. We know you are one race. We know you are the golden ones. You are the I am race. Since the fall from grace and the hypnotic spell of duality and all that is created good and evil in this world, thousands upon thousands upon thousands, millions of years, momentum of the negative aspect of duality has so often taken its toll. Taken its toll, weakening the people and causing that place where warmongers, dictators find an easy place to move in and control the people. Being the Chohan of the rose pink ray, and my activity of life being love, will, and grace, I have not been one to speak to you too often regarding the events on your earth. For I seek not to expand any fear within any of you. Rather, I wish to support you in the building of strong life, strong love, strong light, and strong will within your beings, your communities, and your worlds. In the modern age, it is not only that the footprints of war have found a greater expansion through machines. It is the activity of the invention of nuclear weapons, the radiation of those weapons, and the thousands of missiles that sit in silos, ready for a moment of war that no one hopes will come. I wish you to understand that what you are dealing with is a momentum of discord, of hatred, of war. Your planet, as I'm sure you understand, she is a living and breathing being. Her kingdoms are choking and suffering, not only from the discordant thoughts and actions of the human race, suffering from a war machine that has caused thunderous explosions upon her surface. All of this complicated in the last 23 years by the expansion of chemical weapons and the storehouse of chemical weapons, which even without use give off a radiation that is sour and deadly to life. It is not the end of life on your planet. As you have heard in various discourses, we in the ascended realms no longer hold back in saying to you, it is the end of a kind of consciousness lived by human beings. It is the end of the consciousness of man that is coming to an end. Life inside your heart, life inside the heart of the mass of the people who are asleep, trembles, because that life knows more than the intellect knows. That civilization, as it exists, created by man, is collapsing. For a new civilization, a new golden age, is to be ushered in once we get past 2012. The affairs of your planet are complicated They are complex because you have the momentum of what is deadly, what is war, and what has been created. You have a momentum of various opinions, controversies, false prophecies that are part of a collective consciousness. You have a momentum of duality that is so charged in fear. Yet in all of this, in the late 1900s, in 1975, in 1987, and in 1999, three great convergences of light traveling to the earth assisted humankind who wished to end the age of war and begin an era of peace upon this earth, has allowed a new moment. And that new moment is that for the first time in millions of years, the consciousness of the mass of the people is finally choosing peace over war. This is very timely and will continue, considering the momentum of discord and war has reached a level, a toll, in which your planet must begin to release. She must release these footprints of war. She must release the deadly bacteria that is imposed upon her. She must release the poisons that are within your oceans and the water and the food chain. She must balance her gas belts. She must move her magnetic plates, because a new golden age is coming to this earth. I have often said, and I will never apologize and never shy away, you ought to listen to only one prophecy, and that is the prophecy of Jesus the Christ. And you must understand that the people have long crucified themselves in living sub-realities, realities that were not the perfection they were intended to be. I have asked you, Emmanuel has asked you, take him off the cross. Get your attention off his crucifixion. Love him for his resurrection. Because now it is time to end the crucifixion. For this is what the people have done to themselves and to their planet, and to allow a resurrection. This is what the seventh golden age is for, and what it is about. For this to occur in a way that your planet assists the rising up of the people into a higher state of consciousness. Your planet, as some of you have heard, she must move. She must make a small and delicate shift. You may have heard of her poles and her axis. Your planet has not moved for tens of thousands of years, and she ought to have, for she adjusts herself, she shifts on her axis, and always intended to be that which supports a higher vibration and frequency of light to be measured within the planet that supports the increased light that is held and generated by the people. May 26th to December 21st, 2012. Not since 12.5 million years ago has there been, as you understand time, a length of time as long as this period between May and December next year, where a bridge, a window will be open and drawn between your world and our world. What we often call the Ascended Master Realms or higher dimensions. This will allow such divine intervention. This will allow such colossal and luminous rays of light to pour onto the earth. That will finally silence the cannons and the bombs. Because there is a force, my dear heart. The people of the earth have used the atomic force to build weapons of war and to create a duality of good and evil. Yet there is a greater force, and it is the electronic force. It knows no imperfection and has no respect for imperfection. And when the window between your world and the Ascended Master's octave opens, oh dear hearts, the love and the light and the sacred fire that will pour to the earth will be so wonderful. As your earth trembles, there are many forces of the sacred fire that are being projected onto your planet to minimize the devastation, the damage, the frustration, the suffering. Many have lost their lives, and many more will yet. I urge you, dear hearts who are awake, to remember this truth. It may not comfort you, however, it may at least give you understanding that there is no death. And I say to you, there are many. It is not that long ago, the nuclear footprint of Hiroshima. And I can say to you, it is a better thing to never lose your life too soon. It is the best thing to live the full years of your life. However, if you must lose your life that you have been given, I ask you to trust me on this. It is better to lose your life to a catastrophic condition of nature than to lose your life to the footprints of war. There is no death. There is the loss of the physical garment. I can assure you that the life streams that were lost in Haiti, in Katrina, in Sumatra, Indonesia, in Japan, in China, the floods that hit India, I can assure you that those life streams who lost their physical garments were taken up quickly by the angels and nurtured and held in great love. And all of those ones are being prepared. They're being shown the light so that when they re-embody, when they come back, they will know they have seen the light and love to be the light in their next embodiment. For those who lose their embodiments in war, the heart knows. The the heart never betrays. The heart knows if you have lost your life in war, and you lost your life because you entered war because of terrorism and hatred and a desire to pull down a society, then you will rest for many seasons before coming back to this earth. And the sacred fires of purification will be forced upon you so that you do not bring your warmongering desires back to the earth. If you lose your life in war because you love freedom and you love to protect your nations, and when there is injustice, you love to make a difference, and you choose to soldier, to pilot, and you lose your life, your heart knows why you are there. If it is because of a love of liberty and freedom, and you lose your life in war, then your heart knows and takes you into a special realm in the plains of bliss. It is here that the scars of war are removed from your consciousness, and you are blessed for your service. You are shown the light. You are taken into the light. You are held in the light until all you wish to be is only the light. Then you are invited to return to the earth for an embodiment that will take you to your freedom. I know I have extended my address with you, yet I have one more thing to say. To all you precious hearts awakened around the world, you have a great affinity to light, to love, light and love. And that is a wonderful thing. However, it is not the heart of creation. It is not the furnace of the greatest spiritual power of our universe. The sacred fire is the greatest power in the universe. It is where light is drawn. It is where magnetic belts of love are drawn. And what your planet requires to help her, to minimize the trembling, to purify some of the substance, is the sacred fire. Great beings, the mighty Saint Germain, the great Archangel Michael, and others, have been storing the sacred fire upon your earth in mountain ranges. It has been a very easy thing for them to do. Because, and to do so without you knowing, because to see the sacred fire, your sight must be raised at least 3 times into a higher vibration. Otherwise, these things seem to be invisible to you. They are not invisible to us. They're not invisible to the angels. They are not invisible to human beings who've achieved their resurrection. So I say to you, there is a great storehouse of the sacred fire. And now, dear hearts, there's a spectacle of light that is coming. I have spoken on this before. And now, to feed the intellect of the human understanding, there are starships that have entered into your Earth's atmosphere. These starships, at the center of each one, have a fiery furnace. It is likened to a small golden sun, like a physical sun. And there the great beings in these starships are projecting the sacred fire, qualifying it with the various activities, and sending that sacred fire. Beloved, precious hearts of earth, I say to you, the greatest service you could provide your planet is to turn to the great beings who direct the sacred fire to the earth and call forth oceans and oceans and oceans of the great central sun's mightiest violet flame miracles, rose pink flame miracles, cosmic Christ miracles, descending into the atmosphere of the earth, into the structure of the earth, the kingdoms of all life on earth that so suffer by the hand of the human. Just love, dear heart, let not one day go by that you do not lend your voice, that you do not make a difference. Why should the ascended ones do all the work when there's only a handful, a tiny handful of human beings who know the knowledge of the sacred fire and are willing to use their free will, willing to take 5 minutes of their life? This planet has been loaned to you. We can only intervene in relationship, in relation to how much will the people of earth execute in calling forth intervention. So, beloved people of earth, the greatest, the source of light, the source of life is the sacred fire. Just love to call oceans of the sacred, even if you don't know the individual flames, just love to call oceans of the sacred fires of purification into the earth, the atmosphere, to stop the deliberate poisoning, stop the chemicals, to eradicate the war machine, and to purify and balance your earth and her plates, and to minimize. The trembling is being caused because of the discord that is inside her body. If you get the discord out, purified by the sacred fire, she can move, she can shift herself safely without ill side effects, dear hearts. Your planet. Would you not pray for your child? Would you not pray for your loved one? Will you not pray for your planet? And pray that where the momentum has reached and taken its toll, the planet has to shift, knowing that there will be loss and suffering. Pray that those ones who've lost their embodiments and continue to do so, that they be quickly taken into the light. I thank you for allowing me to speak into some of these events and to seek to tie them to an understanding. There is a future that is coming. It's not the end of life on your planet. So much has been accomplished by the great ascended host. And there's not one ascended being, there's not one angel who is prepared to see the work of Jesus the Christ, or the work of Archangel Michael, or the work of beloved Mary. Ascended beings humans know not of. None of us are prepared to see their work end up in disaster. But you can make a difference. You can assist if your earth could get more of the sacred fire at this time. and I thank you.